What is up, guys? Massive here, back to do another video, and today I've got a short but really good game on extraction plateaus. Rare do games on this map come across as being good, but this is one of them. And we're going to start things off here with a very unusual opening. I'm going for a shadow team, but it's not your typical summon into shadow team strategy. Instead, I'm going to opt for just the one shadow team and go for saboteurs. Besides it, the shadow team support power that you summon in costs $2,000. I'm just going to build one squad from the barracks, which is going to cost me only 800 bucks. This will spare me funds to go for further saboteurs, because I want to try and take my opponent's buildings over with this. It's a pretty micro-intensive strategy, and what the purpose of the shadow team is to scout ahead so my fast leg engineers don't run into units such as buzzers and rifleman squads. I'll be able to kill riflemen pretty quickly with this shadow team. It has a machine gun pistol on it, which is incredibly effective against enemy infantry squads, and in R22 it deals a lot of damage to infantry. It's more effective. That rangefinder issue where part of the squad didn't fire in the base game has been fixed. So go grab this spike over, not before booby trapping it with the saboteur's special ability. My opponent tries to take that spike over with his engineer. It's going to detonate and blow up. He's not going to get those resources. So the team going to just reveal the screen player's base. I see just a harvest. He's not going for a dev core push, though dev core pushing on this map isn't too effective. And yep, he didn't have a buzzer hive queued, and my shadow team was there on aggressive stance. It wouldn't have mattered anyways if he had placed that buzzer hive, because the shadow team on aggressive stance now will only open fire on infantry. So there was no way for him to say that about a shark walker. So he's going to lose an extractor. I needed that to happen, since it's simply not enough for me to just capture his spike with this early game investment. That extra saboteur did pay off, and I'm gonna go for more saboteurs. Now this is a bit like going for flame tanks as Black Ant. Now granted, the maximum potential damage of a flame tank is way more than a saboteur, I understand that, but one saboteur, if it grabs a refinery over again, or even his warp sphere, that's going to be game ending. I'll be able to queue seekers from his warp sphere, and he's not going to be able to respond to that effectively. But this shadow team is revealing his basic. I have unparalleled scouting information on this screen player. I see everything that's coming my way. Need help with anything? We'll go ahead and try and take this drone platform over. It's going to be pretty ambitious, I will admit, but yeah, I decided to go back there. I don't want to lose this saboteur, though seekers are a little bit faster than it. One thing to note is buzzers are a bit slower, so you're going to be able to dodge buzzers and buzzer hives with that saboteur upgraded with cybernetic leg. We know he's got that nerve center down. Icor Seed ability was used. That's what the scrim players like to do. I want to try and fly away from this drone ship. If you haven't seen the video I put out to do with the 10 things you know about Kane's Raft, then one of them is that the shadow teams, when airborne, when using their glider ability, can get crushed by flying drone ships. So you want to stay away from them. It's a bit weird, the interaction, but it's something to note. The Wings of Nod. I want to keep this alive. It's a really good unit. And you never know, if it goes to the late game, I can even use those shadow team Spectre bombardment beacons and bombard him from all the way back in my base. He went for Seekers with the attenuated force fields upgrade, which is a very effective thing to do against Kane. Now, Kane don't have laser capacitor Scorpion tanks. They only get the Dozer blades, which makes their tanks have an upgrade disadvantage the longer this goes. If he takes a tier 3, gets that Shard Launcher upgrade, my tanks are going to be unable to effectively counter those Seekers. He's trying to bait me over there, but I'm in his base now, 3 tanks. Now, it is only 3 tanks, but I brought along the shadow team, which I kept alive from the early game. He's building the Sins, which would usually be enough to scare these tanks back, but with the shadow team there on aggressive stance is able to clean up those descents. Shadow team will be there. It's not going to be able to do much. I could maybe bomb the extractor, though. It's a bit ambitious again, trying to destroy that extractor. It has way too much health. Micro is key here. He's got an upgrade advantage. A couple of my tanks are on low health. I want to see if I can pull those back. If I can get those back to base to repair, then yeah, I'm going to give them a new life. It's micro seldom done. You don't see players really all that often pull back their wounded tanks to base. There's several disadvantages of having units that are on low health. They move slower than the rest of your units for one, and they can gift XP to your opponent, so you want to try and avoid that if possible. They're going to hit him in the expansion with 6 tanks, though looks like he's heading to mine with his units, so I'm in trouble here. This is not going to deter me though from going into his base with these 6 tanks. So if he's going to kill my harvesters, you know what, I'm going to kill his as well, or at the very least camp this factory to stop him from building up these Seekers. 5 tanks of mine to respond to his. This is a pretty intense game. I remember it being so. Seekers heading to my base. He's going to most likely use that reconstruction drone support power, which is incredibly effective against Master Kane. So this is looking unlikely, this hold. I'm outnumbered, I'm outgunned, and he's even moving his drone ship towards me. He's got only 1 extractor on his field, but he is adamant to deal with me here and now. Going for these awakened squads so I can use the EMP on these Seekers. Seekers are going to be a bit tricky to EMP since they do have attenuated force fields. Those shields allow them to absorb 1 shot. Buzzer Hive's coming down. I'm camping his factory at his main, so the reinforcements at the very least will be limited to just that 1 Watt Sphere in his main, unless he sold that off. I'm not entirely sure, but I am taking heavy losses here. I've got 1 harvester harvesting away at this field. I'm EMPing his Seekers, trying to limit the DPS potential of his army. I'm targeting down the Seekers with the Awakened and the Scorpion tanks. It's very tight this. Still, he has yet to deal with those Scorpion tanks in his base. Some more Buzzer Hives coming down. I'm going to EMP those quickly. Harvester count not looking too good. I've only got 2 harvesters, so when it comes to that, I'm in a big disadvantage. But his drone platform is here, and if I can lock this down, he's not going to be able to recover and build a gravity stabilizer. So as long as I keep this drone platform EMP'd, I can destroy it. I can even use those gliding shadow teams to bomb it with their C4. Scorpion tank has promoted to elite. In a situation like this, it's pivotal for me to keep this alive. A photon cannon comes down, tries to target down the tank. The additional HP granted by the veterancy, keeping that Scorpion tank alive. I EMP'd it again, and there's 2 Seekers coming in to try and kill this Scorpion tank. He's so close to getting it. If I lose this tank, I'm almost certainly going to be losing this game. I pull that tank just back to the base of mine. I couldn't keep it around there. And we're going to get some repairs. Now, I could even sell my MCV at this point, but I have to be extra cautious of his drone platform being in my base. If he puts down a portal or 2 and starts spamming disintegrators without me having an MCV to place down shredder turrets, it's going to be very, very difficult. I've got the Awakened squads. Those can be repaired nearby the War Factory. It repairs them slowly, but nevertheless does repair them, and that could play a pivotal role in this defense. So far, the line is holding, and those Awakened squads are going to be there to match those Disintegrator squads. As far as my anti-infantry is concerned, I only have those Awakened around the War Factories. Those Disintegrator squads are killing my Scorpions. Another photon cannon comes down. No reinforcing Seekers just yet. A portal comes down. I do not have an MCV, so like I mentioned, I'm pretty starved for anti-infantry, but I am starting to build up these Raider buggies. I've got a Hand of Nod there as well, which I can use to build Awakened squads, which are going to be effective in this situation. And as long as they keep this drone platform EMP'd, I'm going to be in a good position. Only 2 houses for me, but he may not know that. He may expect me to have 2 or 3 more than I do. MCV taking huge damage when it packs up, and those buggies are going to slowly chip away at their health, and that is going to be GG. That is it, guys. The drone platform falls, and with it, the game ends. And I thought that was a crazy, crazy intense game. Something that I I come back for more. I play Kane Draft to come back for more and play these sort of games. Whether you never know what's going to happen. You never know what mistakes your opponent's going to make, what mistakes you're going to make. How can you come back from it? It looked like I was in a dire situation with all those Seekers in my expansion, but likewise he had an issue in his base with me taking out his army with those Scorpion tanks in his base. I even got that extractor in the beginning of the game, that spike as well. Everything counted, and if you saw the resource graph, we weren't too far apart. Anyways guys, hope you enjoyed that one. If you did, don't forget to smash the like button. I really do appreciate that. And before I go, I'd like to thank my Patreon members for the awesome support. Thank you very much guys, and I appreciate everything that you guys are doing for me. Anyways guys, I'll see you on the next video. This is it from me, Master Sleeve. Peace out.